Hey guys, picked up a freshie the other day. Check it out. Ooh, she's an orange machine. Just kidding, this bike is not mine. This is a birthday present for my good friend Brian. You've seen him featured on the channel riding with me a lot. He's kind of my off-road riding buddy. Anyway, this is a 2023 KTM 250 XCW. So this is supposed to be the pinnacle of off-road and woods trail performance. A lot of people say the 300 is better, a little more, a little bit more grunt down low, but I've also heard a lot of people say that it doesn't really matter. The 300 offers just a hair more punch down low, but the 250 will do everything that the 300 will do, no problem. Plus, I figure Brian and I both don't have any experience on a two-stroke, really. We both rode a friend's old clapped-out Suzuki two-stroke, but that was a piece of crap, and I wouldn't even really count that. I also rode a old Yamaha YZ250 years ago when I was just a street rider, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I think I fell instantly, and so I wouldn't count that as experience either. But I am excited for him and for myself to try this thing out. I'm sure he'll let me ride it and see just what it's all about and just how much better it is. I'm sure the suspension and frame, all those components alone are going to be a vast improvement versus what we're used to. This is the final year of the TPI, Transfer Port Injection Fueling System. In 2024, the XCWs went to the TBI, Throttle Body Injection, that the XC models had already gone to. I've heard from some people. One of my buddies at work was telling me he has a TBI bike now, a fairly new one, and he said it does have a lot more power than the TPI bikes, but I also read online that the horsepower and torque figures are virtually identical. It's just the way it delivers the power and that punch down low that might be a little bit different, but these are also tunable, whereas the TBI is not very tunable. I did ride this around the block just to make sure it's working right for when we give it to him, and I noticed the power delivery is pretty mellow. After coming back home and looking on some forums, I found out that the power valve screw right here is fairly adjustable, and I don't know if that will come out in the video, but you can see it's turned in a good amount. I'd like him to ride it, and then I bought the tool, and we're going to turn it out on the trail and see how much difference that makes. I'm sure it'll make quite a bit of difference. The other reason this bike was chosen was because down at the local motorcycle dealer at the time, this was the deal of the day. It was listed as a used bike, but it has 50 miles and 8 hours on it. So that's pretty much brand new. That's not even broken in. It's still got the little nubbies on the factory tires on the sides. Only the center ones are worn off, and even then you can see where they were still. The original owner, I don't know why he traded it in after only 8 hours of riding. I imagine KTM, they dropped the TBI the next year, and probably so many people were like, oh, I want the newest, latest and greatest technology rather than having this old tech that's going into the past. Everybody wants the latest and greatest, best thing. That's understandable, so do I. That may be why he decided, or she decided, that to trade this in after so few hours and upgrade to something else, I can only assume. But in the time they did have this, they put on a couple of worthy upgrades. They installed a horn, so their intention was to be able to ride it on the street, I imagine, because there's also an Enduro Engineering license plate bracket that's been installed. But one problem with these I discovered is it does have a tail light on the XCW, but it doesn't have a brake light. And to ride on the street, if you're going to be riding in any kind of traffic, we're just riding on the streets to connect trails anyway, but you want a brake light. He may ditch the flag handguards. That's what I would do. I would put on some full wraps just to protect the levers a little bit better. But maybe not. You know, he's a lot more skilled now than he was when he got his Honda, so crashes are few and far between. But we do like to ride some pretty gnarly, rocky, technical trails sometimes, and that's where this thing is going to shine. I'm sure it'll go down. I'm sure it'll get some scrapes, cuts, and bruises, but that's to be expected. One thing I kind of like about the TPI bikes is the fact that you add raw fuel in here, and your premix oil has its own auxiliary tank, and the bike takes care of mixing the two. And people say, yeah, but I can mix my own gas, and with this setup you're going to have to replace the oil injection pump every so often, which is true. I think the interval is 80 hours, but that's like, for the amount of riding that we do, that's plenty. And I'd rather not worry about mixing my own gas. I know, you know, any idiot can do it, but it's just something, an extra step that you don't need to do with this thing. It's got the WP Explorer forks and rear shock, which I've also heard online are the best for a little bit softer, plusher, more technical riding. When you're bouncing off rocks, you want that softer suspension versus the XC. I don't know what they're putting on the XCs now. I don't know if it's still the exact forks or what. Next time you see this in a video, it'll be on the trail, and I'll be giving you my first impressions of what I think. So I am super psyched for Brian. Happy birthday, buddy. Love you.
How's he gonna figure out the riddle?
Go to the table where games are played. Inside the drawer, a clue is displayed. Alright. Is this gonna lead me to a treasure?
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh yeah, treasure hunt.
Oh, I love your
Go to
guys'
watch
couch so much.
Go to the spot where Laura lies down under the wedge.
No,
Another clue can be found.
not helping
Sometimes
either.
have a brain, sir.
Are you recording me?
Yeah, because I've never done this and I think it's fun.
Under the wedge.
Okay.
I love your hat, by the way. It looks really good in the
Go to the place where food is kept cold. Inside you'll find your next clue. Your next clue will unfold.
Hey guys, sorry I missed you last weekend. My friends and I have been busy celebrating some birthdays. This was a super fun birthday giveaway. What an incredible gift from Brian's wife Desiree. My wife Laura and I had a lot of fun being involved in the reveal. What the world needs is more wives like you, Des.
Oh, found it.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Those are synonyms, though. Sin.
Oh, this is so exciting. Go outside to where logs are burned. A clue to be found and a key to be turned.
What?
A key to be turned?
Hold on.
Oh, in there.
Oh, there's a key in there.
No. Didn't even notice the random piece of paper in there.
Unlock the place where Eric's toolbox lies. Another clue you'll find in your birthday surprise. Get it. Let's go find it.
I'm not telling you what it is until you find it. Ow.
What?
Happy birthday, honey.
That's mine?
How do you like that?
That's mine?
That's yours.
No way.